a question you probably be used to answering at this stage, and in light of the fact that the credit union movement for a number of years now has been advocating utilising €10 billion or so in assets through investment in social goods for pretty much almost 5 years, and not a cent of that has been used to date. Can I ask you again, Minister, to give an update on the development of a special purpose vehicle by the Irish Council for Social Housing for the investment of funds in social housing, and if you would provide an update, please?
Best of my ability, I'll give you an update, because we've been through this quite a number of occasions as well. Yeah, absolutely. And again, for the outset, I want to be very clear. We, as a department, and Minister Murphy and myself, will be delighted to see the credit union money invested in social housing projects. So just to be very clear about that. But again, we'll be very happy to do it, and wherever we can, we've worked to that end game. But at certain parts of this, we can't control, and we shouldn't control, and shouldn't be involved in. So to be very, very clear with that as well. So considerable work has been ongoing between the Irish Council for Social Housing, a number of larger Tier 3 approved housing bodies, and their financial advisors on the development of a vehicle for delivering private financing for AHBs, providing social housing in line with ambitions set out in the Government's Rebuilding Ireland Action Plan on Housing and Homelessness. The ICSH work has been undertaken in 3 phases, the first 2 of which have been completed, those being the phases designed to test the market interest in investing in social housing and the appetite among AHBs for private finance. While the ICSH has hoped to have completed the final phase of the work by now, and we certainly hope they will be completed as well, their focus on the structuring of a special purpose vehicles, this important work remains ongoing. I understand that one of the issues which has given rise to the delay in concluding the work is the need to take account of other private finance arrangements and vehicles that certain AHBs have put in place in parallel. As with 3 different bodies have put in place different arrangements, and they're working quite well, I believe, and that's fair enough. The decision by Eurostat to reclassify AHBs has also influenced the progression of this final phase of work. Alongside this project, 3 individual approved housing bodies have been successful in assessing private finance from financial institutions to deliver new social housing, with each financial institution having their own specific requirements for lending and investing. While the completion of the outstanding phase of work is primarily a matter for the Irish Council of Social Housing, I hope that they will be in a position to bring it to finality as soon as possible. And to be very clear, it is something that we are committed to. The Central Bank changed the rules to allow investment. You keep saying the figure of 10 billion. Probably under the rules are allowed, it's probably up to about 800, 900 million. It could be invested in housing, and we will be delighted to see it.
Thank you, Minister. Deputy O'Brien.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I think if you take it away from out of the credit union, say this isn't a credit union issue, like this is a social housing issue. Government policy since 2014 has been to provide alternative, sustainable sources of funding, and here is one. That has not been utilised in 5 years. You've said previously, in response to questions that I've tabled on a regular basis here, that one credit union body had an SPV ready. Okay, so what's happening there? Why has not one red cent actually gone into the SPV? Is there no appetite for it? Do you not think it's needed? What is the final phase that we're still waiting for, and what is your time frame in that completion? You've mentioned rightly that AHBs are on balance sheet now. You've another source of funding here that could be off balance sheet to provide social and affordable homes. I just really don't get it, and that's why I keep asking you the questions time and time again on this. Is this a priority or not, or is this something you don't want to do?
We can't be any clearer. It is something we want to do. It's something we have facilitated ourselves as the Department, working with the Department of Finance, the Central Bank. All the rules and changes have been made to facilitate this to happen, because we committed to it in our programme for government, but also it makes common sense. If there's money out there to be invested, we're looking for a social housing project to be funded, let's put the 2 together. But there's only so far a government can go. It is private finance arrangements. They have to design a special purpose vehicle themselves, separate to government, separate to our department. I can't be clearer than that. And you might like that. If you want to help with the design of one, work away. I haven't really heard it. I haven't, well, with respect now, Deputy Ryan, I haven't heard you coming forward with any kind of solutions over the last 6 months that you asked the same question, but good luck to you if you want to bring forward a solution. And to be clear, because you keep again wanting to mix up what I said, I am absolutely confirming to you that one of the credit union representative bodies, CUDA is their name, right, have indicated that they have completed all the work necessary to underpin an investor special purpose vehicle, but have not yet formally established it as a corporate entity, as the costs involved would not justify it until such a time as a clear investment opportunity is available. So to be very clear, Concur is an important point.
Minister, we'll be back to you. Deputy O'Brien.
That is a different answer than you gave before.
It's exactly.
It is not. It is not. No, I will check the record. And I actually asked you to correct the record before, and you got very annoyed the last time I said that, because what you're saying is that the work completed now, right? Not that it's up and running, not that it's effective, right? Okay, so at the end of the day, this is obviously not a policy priority for government. It's as simple as that. But you're contradicting yourself. Well, Minister, you could answer the question too, but you seem to have abrogated your responsibility in that regard to your Minister for State. Because effectively, government has said that creating a special purpose vehicle is for the credit unions. But flatly contradicting that fact is that it has over the years engaged public money to assist the Irish Council for Social Housing in doing what it says is up to the credit unions. So are we actually going to, do you actually see any stage this year that we will have monies invested through an SPV to provide social housing? Because it's about, and when you say actually providing any assistance in that regard, I think, Minister, I've kept this on the agenda because it had fallen off the government agenda because nothing was being done about it.
To be very clear, Concora, it is absolutely